Hi, Stampers. Diane Dimich here with DDStamps.com, and tonight I welcome you here for this live presentation. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be a little bit different just because I'm not going to have videos that you're watching tonight. I'm actually going to be demonstrating live. I'm going to hopefully have a lot of people on. A lot of people, oh yeah, yay, people are starting to pop on and say hello. So if you can hear me and see me, let me know. And just realize that tonight, it's my first time doing it this way. I've actually got two cameras. I've got my computer camera set up here, and then back there where those lights are right there, that's actually where I'll be demonstrating from. So anyway, I just noticed that, there we go. Sorry about that, but I was in a Facebook chat earlier today, and somebody was just going to start chatting again, and I forgot to mute it. So I just want to make sure that we don't get a lot of pings and pops while I'm demonstrating. I did have a few people ask me questions beforehand, and I'm going to answer them, and actually some of them are actually demonstrations too. I've got lots of notes laying around. I'm hoping I have all my supplies out. If I don't, I'm sure you'll let me know. If you are out there and you're not seeing anything, you're probably not going to know what to do or say, but if you just refresh everything, you will. Oh good, people are coming on. Hi Christy, hi Teresa, Jewel, Lisa. Hello from Minnesota, hello from Michigan. Buffy's here, yay. Okay, so it looks like we're doing pretty well. Hopefully everybody can hear and see me. And if you have questions, wherever you are, go ahead and pop them into the chat box. There's a chat box on YouTube. There's a chat box on Facebook, and there's a chat box on my website. The one on my website's a little tougher for me to answer, but I will have access to that while we're doing the demonstration. So we're going to just go ahead and get started right away because most of the stuff is over there anyway. I will come back on screen later. Like I said, I will hopefully be monitoring. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to monitor different areas tonight than I did before, but it's going to be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera and take you over to my stamp table. Hey, it worked. That's always a good thing. I'm hoping that you can hear me. I have a new microphone set up. I'm over here now. I have a new microphone set up. Might have got just a little bit quieter. We are working on how to set that up so that my voice doesn't disappear. But so to begin with today, I just want to show you these really cute little Halloween treats. I had my retreat last weekend here in Red Lodge, and I made a bunch of these just for the fun of it because they're cute. But I do have enough so that anybody that places an order tonight will get one in their packet of goodies that they're going to get. I'm going to show you quickly how I did this so that you can make your own. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring in some of the products that I used. I have all these little various bits and pieces. Oh, there's a little heart got stuck on there. So I used the Hershey Nugget bars. These are the gold ones. These are the good ones. These are the toffee almond. You're lucky that I still have some left. I've got a piece of this designer series paper. And I just want to show you this paper pack because this is, I'm actually not doing one that's Halloween this time. I'm going to try and do a little Christmas one just for the fun of it. When I did my little survey on our event page on Facebook, a lot of people said that they loved the to craft for Christmas. So I'm just going to use some Christmas paper. But this is actually the Warmth and Cheer designer paper, designer series paper stack. It's 6x6. But I just wanted to show you some of the papers are really awesome. Very warm and cozy, Christmassy, winter. And I laugh because winter, we actually had snow, like a lot of snow, Monday and Tuesday of this week. We were completely white. Now it is going to warm up this weekend, and my flowers didn't quite die. So anyway, back to reality here. So to begin with, what I did is I took some of that paper and I just cut these down. And these are actually 1 inch by 2 3/4 inch, and I cut 4 of them. They're actually the same paper, but I'm going to reverse them so that two are stars and 2 are the cranberry. Cranberry, boy, that's an old color. Cherry cobbler, excuse me. I've got a piece of Whisper white cardstock here that I'm going to stamp on. I've got an extra piece of the designer series paper that I'm going to show you how I cut it. And then I don't know if you can see it here, but it's a cello bag. It's a little, they're new in the catalog. And 2 by I think, is that. And then the measurement for this is 2 1/4 by 4 1/2, and I'm going to score it in half. That's going to be my little topper that I made. So let me grab my cutter just to show you quickly how I cut the strips. Is I just cut them 1 inch, and then by 2 3/4. And then this piece was cut down. This is 4 1/2 by 2 1/4, and I'm actually going to score this at 2 1/4. So I'm going to use the scoring blade on my cutter. You have a cutter and a scorer. And pull that away. Oh, when you cut it, when you score it, you should line up your measurement. So 2 1/4. Try that again. It's okay that I messed it up though, because that score line is going to be covered up anyway. So then I just have this little 2 1/4 inch square that's going to be like the header for that. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring in this piece of paper. And this one's actually going to get cut down now to 2 by 2. And once I have that, one of the things I'm going to tell you, if you're asking questions while I'm demonstrating, I can't see the computer screen at this point. So I will catch up to you as we go through here. So to begin with, I think I'm going to put the stars. So I'm going to just layer this onto this piece, cherry cobbler. So that's ready to go. I've cut my little pieces for my candy, and actually I'm going to go ahead. There's a couple of different adhesives you can use. You can use our tear and tape, which is a very sticky adhesive, or you can use our fast fuse. Both of these work great, and they will stay on there. So I'm going to use the fast fuse because I haven't used it for a while. One of the things that I've learned about fast fuse is you're better off to hold it like this, not put your finger up here, and then just go lightly along the piece of cardstock. And then I'm just going to lay that on there and wrap my nuggets. And they just turn into such cute little candies. And I haven't messed up my kitchen. I actually sat there this weekend and did 3 bags of these. I have to go get more, because once I start covering my chocolate nuggets, I just think they're so pretty when they're done. And it's what's great about a nugget is you can have your gold paper or you can have your silver paper, depending on the look that you're going for. Some people would say that's kind of silly to be covering the nuggets, but oh, it just turns out such a cute little package. So there's my little nuggets. They're ready to go. I'll probably put them in the bag like that. And then my topper's ready to go. And I'm going to come in with the Cookie Cutter Christmas. This is a stamp set that's in the Holiday Mini Catalog. And it comes with a punch that coordinates with it, so you can cut these out. I'm going to actually use the reindeer because it's actually an upside down gingerbread. But these are great because the punch cuts all of those out. And then there's also the Halloween cookie cutter, which is what I did my candies with, but I couldn't find it today in my stamp room. I think I loaned it out to my sister over the weekend. She was doing an event, and I just haven't gotten it back yet. But I hadn't even thought to look for it. So you're just going to go ahead. I'm stamping this down in our basic black ink, the little reindeer. And actually, the Cookie Cutter Christmas is photopolymer. You can see this one I used a lot this weekend. Got very stained. And the Halloween one comes in either clear mount or wood mount. And I'm going to go ahead with the crumb cake and the cherry cobbler markers and just go ahead and color this in. And I'm only using the crumb cake and the cherry cobbler because they were 2 colors that were in the paper pack, the designer series paper pack that I used. And I am not doing anything fancy. I'm just coloring. And actually, I'm going to color his antlers this same color. I just wanted to go ahead and use just a couple of markers. Now, I know in the Holiday Mini Catalog that we have a couple of markers that are sold in sets so that they coordinate with our designer series paper. I'm not sure if these 2 are sold. I didn't even check that, but I suppose I could look it up. Maybe somebody out there could look it up for me and send me the answer. Okay, so I've got my reindeer. I pop him into the punch, and you can see how it lines up. And then I'm going to punch it out. Comes out, lots of little pieces go flying, but it also has the bow and some hearts and some dots. So there's a lot to that punch. And then I've got my little reindeer, and I'm going to add him on somewhere in here. Here we go. Add a few dimensionals. I spent this afternoon hoping that I had put everything that I was going to need within arm's reach of my demonstration table. We'll see how well I do. I'm just going to add that to the top. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to add that yet. And there's a reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the cello bag. This was probably the hardest part of the whole project, was getting that open. And then I'm just going to slide these down, and they actually fit perfectly inside that bag. I made a little tray on the ones that I made because I didn't want them to slide around. I didn't think they would fit in there so nicely. But they actually work better if you don't have that little tray. It took me quite some time to get them all to get down inside there, because adding that tray into the, let me grab one and I'll show you what I'm talking about. See how this has a little tray on the back? I attached them. It does look nice, but it was a lot harder to get those nuggets down inside that bag because that was just a little bit more bulk. And I just think that looks great like that. I did cut off the top of my cello bag because I had a whole lot of extra. And then I'm going to come in with a stapler, which is the one thing that I forgot to pull over here. So let me go grab a stapler. I have a cute little Stampin' Up! One, but I don't see it. And I'm not going to look. This was faster. So I'm just going to staple the top of that. And this is the reason that I didn't add my reindeer on there, because excuse me, that's going to cover up that little staple. But fun, cute little packaging for some Halloween treats. You can see the different ones that I have here. So that was my first project. Yay! Okay, so a couple of questions I'm going to answer while we're going through here. Pam contacted me today, and she wanted to know, a couple of years ago, Stampin' Up! Did a color, or changed our ink pads, and they changed our ink pads to the foam ink pads. Like this one is a foam one. This black one is a felt one. This is new. The watercolor black is actually felt. And what they found is the archival black ink works better with a felt pad. But our foam pads, and a couple of the inks had changed. The refills changed. And so basic black, basic gray, perfect plum, tempting turquoise, and marina mist were the 5 refills that had changed. I just want to kind of put that out there. So let me run over to the computer and see if I can find out if we have any questions. I'm going to come on screen. So we'll see how this is working. I hope that you guys this is working for everybody. My biggest fear tonight is that when I come over here to switch screens, I'll actually hit stop broadcast, and that would not be good. So I see there are some questions. Yeah, the stamp set that I used tonight, the cookie cutter, Christmas, and the punch come as a bundle. So that's great. Oh, good. My son's girlfriend is, that's funny. She's over at her house across town, and she just told me it sounds good even when I'm at the other camera. That was kind of our biggest concern. So thanks, Brittany, for letting me know that it's working. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Any other questions? Let me go see. Everybody says I'm coming in loud and clear. Loud and clear. Everybody can see me. Okay. I'm going to check YouTube. Perfect. Yay, it's working. Okay. So when I demonstrate live, you get me with all of my flaws. So let's hope that I am able to trying to mute another conversation. Sorry, I hate to do that, but I didn't really want people to, yeah. Perfect. Okay, I'm going back over there. So hang on. I haven't checked yet to see if there's been any questions on my website, but I will. If you're over on DDStamps.com, I haven't forgotten about you. One of the things that somebody had asked about was the floral details dies. They were having some trouble, I believe. And I'm going to tell you, one of the things that I found that works, actually a couple of things. I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. And a couple of different things that I got going on here. So another question I had was the difference between the old platform. This is the older platform for the Big Shot. It's the book type that opens up and you've got several layers. Hope you can see that. And the new platform, and the difference is, this is the new platform. So it comes as two separate pieces, and this is the thin die adapter. But this is the difference. This one is kind of bowed. It's got a bigger support in the middle of the platform. I consider this the new and improved version. This is the version that comes with all of the Big Shots from now on. And so Stampin' Up! Made this one available to us. So this would be like buying last year's model car, and this would be buying this year's model car. So it's new and improved, a little bit better. It's got a bow in it, but this one works just as well. So you don't necessarily need to get a brand new platform. And I just wanted people to realize that that's the difference. They just made it available to those of us who already had a Big Shot so that we could have the new and improved version. Now to do these framelits, especially these really detailed ones, I recommend to people to get the precision plate. The precision plate it's steel, it's hard as a rock, and you just lay it on top there. Oh, and then you should get paper out if you're going to cut paper. So let me grab a piece of cardstock. I should have had one ready to go. I'll just lay this one on here. I just did a quick fold in there. And then you're going to lay down your precision plate, or your dies, excuse me. And then over the top of that, you are going to lay the platform, or the clear plate. And I find that these detail dies work the best with a clear plate that is pretty straight. And definitely use that steel. It's really tight. I didn't realize how tight. I was a little nervous that I had too many layers, but I've got the right amount. What I do is I go through one way and then I bring it back. The one thing you have to do is make sure that everything stays lined up because it goes through your Big Shot better. Oh, okay, there we go. Must be the angle that I'm at or something. It's usually not that hard for me. Okay, so once I've got that done, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my Big Shot, and I'm going to take my piece here. I can move this out, and I personally like to use, here it is, the die brush that we have, and it comes with this great little foam pad. I just stuck it into a clear stamp case because it's easy, and then it holds all my little parts and pieces that I've got. So when I pull these off, you will see how easily they come off. And I think that has to do with the precision plate and then this little die brush. And so I'm just going to make sure, you just want to make sure that you get all those pieces out of the die. Like that. And then when you pull this one up, they're going to come out of there fairly quickly. And if you just need to brush over it just a little bit more, you're probably never going to get every single one to pop out easily. But honest to gosh, they come out pretty easily. Now I have in the past used dryer sheets. I would have put this in between and then peeled it off here. And that will work. This is a dryer sheet. I think this one's from Costco. It's a little stickier, I guess you could say. Some of the ones I've had from like the dollar store, Family Dollar, haven't worked as well. But that will work too. Some people just run the dies through to begin with a dryer sheet, and that just puts a little bit of a film on them, and then they pop off easy. But what I found is with that precision plate and the, what I found is with that precision plate, they really do cut fairly easily. So I think the precision plate is the key to the detailed dies. I hope that answers your question. Now, let me move some stuff out of my way here. I think that question came in from Brenda. Yeah, some people do put wax paper over them too. Same thing. If you want to put wax paper on there, you can. That will help too. It'll just put a little bit of a film onto your dies. So I hope that makes sense. I'm actually making that quick. Looks like I do have a few questions from my type pad. Linda's there. Brittany can see and hear me, good. And Susan's here from Florida. Okay, so that was just a quick little demonstration. One of the things I did want to show you, along with those other treats, I have some other projects that I did. This was done by Rhea. She's a demonstrator in Montana who was at my retreat last week. And when I came back to my table, I believe it was Sunday morning, this little treat was in there, and it's got one of those little snack bar candy bars in there. But isn't that just adorable? That little mummy is so stinking cute. He is cute. Okay, and then I made some cards, some more Halloween cards. This here is just the designer series paper that just got chopped up and made into a card, and they use washi tape, and this is just a lot of fun products. This was a card that I made. I was inspired by Rhea's card, and so my goal was to use all of my Halloween paper. And so I took that and chopped it up, and then I added some little mummies because I wasn't really sure that I liked the mummy because it didn't have enough color. But then when you put out that little trick-or-treat bag with him, he's just adorable. Another one with just the paper. Just cut up some paper and made a quick card and used some of the Halloween baker's twine. A little Dracula, which this was the brick paper, and then I stamped it with the bats. And then this was just a card that I've gotten from another demonstrator. Uses some of that same designer series paper. This is all the Halloween paper and some of the washi tape and the baker's twine. And so this will be what I will send out in goodie bags. Will probably end up being a lot of the Halloween products. So glitter paper, designer series paper, the baker's twine, and that stuff. Now, using the cookie cutter Christmas, I wanted to show just a couple cards with that. And this one uses the candy cane paper, which I just think is adorable. These are some fun cards. This was made by demonstrator Carol Payne that she shared that one with me. But isn't that gingerbread boy just adorable? And then this little heart is in the punch right there. So get lots of little bits and pieces to work with. Rudolph here. This is a card that Rhea made again. That was at that retreat that I was at. And so, like I said, these all use the candy cane paper. But Santa Claus, isn't that adorable? And he's just colored in with marker. And then I just added a little jingle bell right on it's actually attached to the ribbon. It looks like it's dangling from the bow, but it's actually attached with a glue dot. A little teddy bear, which happened to be everybody's favorite. And then he's got a punched out bow that was just added on there. And then the Eskimo, which I wasn't really sure what I'd do with the Eskimo, but oh my gosh, it's just so cute. And then back to the reindeer and a couple more gingerbread boys or girls, boy and girl, whatever. Just some great card ideas that I had for you with that. So, okay. Next thing is, any more questions? I had a couple other questions. Somebody asked about doing a shaker card. Oh, okay. So somebody had asked me, they had a die that was a circle. It was actually looked like a snow globe. So down here would have been, the base of the snow globe. And she wanted to know how to make it a shaker card. And it's actually very simple. We're just going to pretend like this has a base on it, even though it doesn't. I'm just going to show quickly how I would do it. Now, I would take some of our strips of our dimensional tape. I found myself using this. Oh, wait. First off, what I would do is I would take a little snail adhesive, and I would attach a window sheet to it. And then what you're going to do is you're actually going to come in, because that base, you can't really cut around it. with the framelit because it would still cut out the middle on her snow globe. So just cut around the edges so that acetate is, this would be the image, stamped image, or the die. And then you're going to cut around all the way around it so that then you have that window sheet. You see that, the window sheet there. Then you're going to flip this over and you're actually going to add the tape on to the back of your image. And these are big long strips. I kind of cut them up. I seem to be using this for a lot lately, and I just cut them into little chunks so that it's easy to put on some of those detailed dies and things. So you want to make sure that that lines up together. I do have just a smidgen of a hole there, but make sure that you cut your tape so it goes all the way around. Then you've got, it's ready to go. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your glitter, or I'm looking quickly for something. Here, I'll put a little bit of this snow. This is some of the mica flakes that are in the winter catalog. So we're just going to add some of those onto there. Probably going to stick to that window sheet, but plus stick to everything else. And then I would take a card base, and I just grabbed a piece of cardstock that happened to be sitting here, but this is going to end up being my card base. I would go ahead and lift these off and realize that I am just doing a really quick video on this because she just asked the question and I wanted to give her kind of a somewhat of an answer so she could see what I mean when I'm talking about shaker cards. Okay, that's not going to come off. I need to get some fingernails. I cut them all off. There we go. And then we'll take this one off. Maybe. I think you guys are getting the idea. I'll probably do a video on this technique with a little more forethought, planning going into it. And then I'm going to stick that onto the front of my card, and then you have your shaker card. And the mica flakes are actually inside the card. Now, of course, I would have stamped an image and I would have, decorated it. But just a quick way to show you that's how you do shaker cards with that die that you've got. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, anybody have? I think I'm going to have somebody help me do this when I do these because I need somebody to be checking questions. Oh. Sorry. Go back. Jana just asked, why do some of the new Stampin' Up! Rubber stamps not stamp well? The ink just lays on top of the rubber. When I stamp, it looks more like a watermark than a solid stamp. What am I doing wrong? Jana, what I would do is I would recommend that you take any stamp that you get, and the first thing you should do with them is probably run them through cleaning. I use the Stampin' Scrub, and let me grab some, and a little bit of our Stampin' Mist. And the stamps have a little coating on them, so if you just spray it, whatever you use to clean your stamps, clean it, dry it, it's good to go. But there's just a little bit of a coating on stamps. It doesn't matter if they're photopolymer or if they're rubber. They all have a little bit of coating on them, and they always work better once they're cleaned. And the other thing is as you use them, they get better. They work better and better and better. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, I have another technique I'm going to show. And this one I'm going to be using the Paisley and Posies stamp set, which anybody that, if you placed an order with me over the last month or so, I sent out thank yous with this set. This happens to be one of my favorite stamp sets. I'm going to show you quickly. The card that I make and that I'm going to make is this one. Just a really quick technique, but I wanted to show it because it's got some great, it's just great. Take this off, grab the Paisley, And I'm not going to color this whole card, but I'm going to show you how I did it. So I'm coming in with some Dijon, Delightful Dijon and black ink. And you'll notice when I ink up my black, when I'm on that felt pad, I make sure that you're moving your stamp around. And on the felt pads, you're twisting it just a bit. And then you're going to get a nice dark image. One of the things they teach us at Stampin' Convention is say, Bonnie is great, Bonnie is great, Bonnie is great. And when you pull it up, you'll have a great image. And try it because it does work. A lot of people like to ink up their stamp just like pushing it down once. But you need to move it around a little bit. You want to make sure that ink gets even. And then stamp it. Bonnie is great, Bonnie is great, Bonnie is great. Pull it up and you have a great image. One of the things people do is they ink up their stamp really well, but then they just quickly push it down and pull it up. And what happens is the ink doesn't have time to sink into the cardstock. So what I would do with this is I would stamp this with bunches of different stamps. You'll see I used all different kinds of stamps on here. And then I'm coming in with the Delightful Dijon marker, and I just colored in some of the areas. And so it's a little bit darker than other areas, but it gives a great paisley look. And I'm not going to make you watch me color, but I do want to get some of this done just so you can see it. Hope you can see that. I suppose I could. If I move this around too much, you're going to get seasick. So my son helped me set up this camera, and we were pretty happy when everything started to work, and it wasn't too difficult for me to do because, you know, that can be an issue. Sometimes I'm not the greatest on new technology. But I think this is going to work pretty good. It's going to take me a little bit to get all the other stuff done. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of our gel pens. And this is the part that really makes this card pop. Now, one of the things I'm going to mention, if you are having trouble with your gel pens not working, sometimes they don't. I like to pound it a little bit. What happens is it grows a little, when it dries, it grows like, you know how pudding has skin on it? It has that on there. And so it takes a little bit to get it to work. But see, if you pound it, then it pops that skin, and then this works great. So I'm just going to come in here and add like dots to my flowers. I'm going to hit each of these dots just to give them some pop. But it totally changes the look of that stamped image. And now all of a sudden I've got this bandana look going on. Any color cardstock works great. I tried Dijon because I thought, well, it's kind of a different color. Wasn't sure I really cared that much for it, but I loved this look of it. And when I got done, this is what I ended up with. I added a little bit of black twine. I will tell you the measurements. My cardstock was 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I think I'm going to have to zoom out a bit just so you can see what I'm talking about. This piece was 4 by 5 1/4, so it layered right on there on top of that. And then this next piece that I just cut it down not even 1/4 of an inch, like 3/8 of an inch on 2 sides. And so it just gave that border. And then this piece is actually cut. This is a 1-inch piece, and I stamped it, and then I cornered the corner over to it, and then there's a black piece under it. And that one was cut just 1/4 of an inch wider, so 1 1/4 inches. And I corner rounded that too, and then I layered them. So it just kind of gave me a label look. Took a little bit of the baker's twine, and I just kind of rounded up and added it on there. But it just gave this card some real pop. I'll show you. This is another one I did in the rich raspberry. And look at how beautiful that is. I wish you could really see it. And now what I would do, another thing you could do is you could add a little bit of our Wink Estella to that, and that would just totally make it pop. In fact, I might do that into some of my various spots there. So that's kind of a fun technique. Using some of that designer series paper, that's where I actually picked my colors for this. I used some of the designer series paper. Some of you actually got this card. And then this was that copper paper. It's in with this pack, and it's Night of Navy with copper through it. Beautiful. And then super easy card. This was just a 4 by 4 square, with 2 little strips of the copper paper behind it, and then I embossed with our copper embossing powder and tied on a knot. So pretty simple. And then this one, I used these colors. I was playing with this colors the other night. I just stamped these all and clear embossed them and then sponged color over the top of it. This card is kind of inspired by one that's in the catalog. So there's those cards. I'm going to head on back over to my computer. I think I answered most questions that I had beforehand, but I want to see if we have questions that have stacked up. So I will be right with you. Okay. So it just took me a little bit to get, there we go. Okay, so, the camera is moving or you are moving too quickly and the card looked blurry. Yeah, I had a feeling that might happen, and that has to do with download speeds and all upload speeds. If I'm moving too much, it gets too blurry. So I'm gonna be checking the tape to see how that worked out. We'll have to see. I need to get input from you guys if you liked it that way or if you didn't like it that way. My biggest concern was that I would be too scattered and I wouldn't look, well, I am scattered anyway, so I am who I am, I guess. Okay, I am going to, goodness, lots of questions. Yes, I will post my paper sizes. I'll post pictures of the cardstock cards that I did tonight on my website. Expect them over the weekend. They're not there now, but you could see them over the weekend. Diane, I have 2 re-inkers for the black ink pad. How can I tell the difference in the re-inkers? Okay, so our newest black is called Archival Black ink. Our old one was called Basic Black. So we have Archival Basic Black and Basic Black. Make sure that you're using the right inker. The Archival Basic Black is now the black that we have, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful for watercoloring. It's wonderful for all that stuff. The Basic Black that we had a few years ago, kind of iffy. One of the reasons they got rid of it because it had a hard time drying. So I hope that answers your questions. Why do I use the precision plate? I use the precision plate to get a better cut on our detailed thinlits. Anything that has a lot of detail to it. And we are getting a lot of those now, and I really love the precision plate for that. What is your email? My email, I will connect you for my next visit. Oh, that's another conversation going on with somebody else. Doesn't want to connect with me. My email is diane@DDStamps.com, but I don't think that's what you want. Buffy loves the live. Good. How much is the bundle? Are you asking about the cookie cutter bundle? Because I'll have to look. Oh, $35. Thank you. Somebody answered her. Awesome. Camera is moving. Seem a little blurry. The Paisley cards are beautiful. Thanks, Julie. I think that Paisley, I don't know. I've always had something for Paisley, so perfect. Diana loves the new thing setup. Yes, I will thank my son. He's a good helper. I don't know how people can survive in this world without a tech-savvy children. Luckily, he doesn't live very far from us. He's just down the street. Christmas cards are too cute. What is wrapped around the mummy card? Yeah, that was just 1/2-inch strips of Whisper White or vanilla cardstock that she sponged on the sides. So that's awesome. Halloween cards are great. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna, is the precision plate magnetic or can it be used with the magnetic platform? Teresa asked if the precision plate is magnetic. It is not, it is steel. The magnetic platform is something separate. One of the things they say not to use them together is because they snap together so hard because one is steel and one is magnetic. I use them together all the time. But I also know that if I get my hand in there, I could get it stuck or it could hurt. So use at your own risk. It's kind of like the magnetic platform and having a pacemaker. It hasn't messed with mine, so. Okay, so if I missed your question down the way, ask it again because it'll be easier for me to see it that way than to have to dig through the comments. I will go through the comments afterwards and see if I've missed anything. I'm actually checking my phone now because that's where I have to see the type pad questions. Why didn't you use the piercing mat to stamp your clear stamp? Okay, so Linda asked that over on my website. I didn't use my piercing mat, and the reason I didn't is because underneath where I'm filming there is already a mat. It's not a piercing mat, but it's a self-cutting mat, and it's just enough to give me a little bit of cushion. If you'll know with our photopolymer stamps, with any photopolymer stamps, they work better with just a little bit of a cushion, whether it's a mouse pad or I've got a cutting pad. A lot of people like to use our paper piercing mat. That's why I didn't, because it's already under there. Thanks for asking that, because I forget. I always forget that you know, I just automatically do that. Yeah, Paisley's, somebody over there likes the Paisley. Oh, if you put your brush pad in a clear mount case, where do you store the brush? I just toss it. See that case right there in my room right there? One of those drawers has all of my stuff, all of my accessories for my big shot, like my brush, the plates and all that. And so I just throw it all in there. I try to keep it as contained as possible so that I know where everything is. Okay, looks like I answered questions. Great. I'm gonna swing back over there because I have a couple other things. Now my shirt is Paisley. It's very trendy. My sister's the trendy one. Do you need the die thin adapter too? You do not if you have the regular book. If you order the new platform, it comes with that thin die adapter. So yeah, your old books that you came with your big shots, if you've had them for a while, they're fine. Is the archival the same as VersaFine Black? It's probably similar quality inks. Ours is just Stampin' Up and theirs is VersaFine. So if you have VersaFine, use it. Hey Cindy, I'm glad you made it. Thanks for loving the demonstration. Cool. I think we're doing pretty well. Okay, I'm going to swing back over to the other camera. Where you can see the stuff that I've made. I did want to do a little giveaway. I'm trying to think that's going to be too hard. So I guess my giveaway tonight will be anybody that places an order will get one of these in their goodie packs with paper and fun products to use. Let me grab some papers that I got here because I printed a few things out. September tutorial. This is the September tutorial. It uses the Foxy Friends. It's a card collection of lots of different products. And so that anybody that places an order this month will get that tutorial for free. Still have buy one, get one on Paper Pumpkin. It's not too late. I think that goes till October 10th. The September kits have been shipped. So watch your mailboxes for those. They should be coming. I would guess most people would have them by the end of the weekend. So watch for your Paper Pumpkin. If you want to get in on the buy one, get one, go ahead and sign up for Paper Pumpkin. It needs to be a new subscription. You'll pay for October's, you'll get November's for free. The clearance, oh, that's the stuff I wanted to show you. There is something else I need to show you over there before we get to the door prize slip. But that's going to be next. I'm just going to do that while I'm here. So the door prize slip looks like this. If you are on Facebook, there's a link down there that says door prize slip. I think it's an orange button. Click on that. It will take you to the door prize form. If you're on my website, DDStamps.com, it's down right below where you're watching on the screen. There's a little link to click there. And if you're on YouTube, it's down in the description of the video. So everybody everybody get in on the door prize because it'll be a good one. Everybody likes a door prize. Hey, do you guys see that backwards? I just noticed on my screen it's backwards. I don't know if it's backwards on your screen. Anyway, just one of those things I ask. Coming back on screen again. And I'm going to go into the screen share because I did want to go and show a couple of things. Stampin' Up! Has updated the clearance rack. And so if you're interested, you'll just go into onto the Stampin' Up! Website. You'll click into the store. And then right here is the clearance rack. And if you click on that, and then I have it to show all. You can click over here and have it show however many. But you will see that the clearance rack has been updated. And there are some great deals in here. Some cute stamp sets. I have some cute videos done with this from a few years ago. Some framelits, ribbons, paper, little embellishments, lots of stamps, couple punches. Anyway, lots of new stuff in there stuff that's in there that is at a great discount. So you might want to check out the clearance rack. Like I said, it's full. I haven't seen it this full for a while. I love this red foil paper. I might have to pick some of that up for myself because that's a good deal. And we always need more paper, don't we? Cute little embellishments. And then I'm going to go back up to the top. I hope that doesn't make you dizzy. And there's some special offers this week. And the special offers are a lot of the Project Life accessory packs and card kits. And if you're not into Project Life, you should try it because it's kind of fun. But also these oval layering framelits are on special too. So that is the special offers. There is a Hostess code, and like I said, those people that use the Hostess code will, oh, good. Di says it's not backwards. It's funny that it's backwards on mine. Okay, so anyway, cool. I know Buffy's got, oh goodness, the clearance rack. I know, it's crazy. Okay, so I need to decide what we're gonna do for a door prize. I knew I forgot to do something today, so let me run and find something. It'll be something good. I have this great Hostess stamp set, pun intended. I'll come on here and there we go. Okay, so pun intended. This stamp set will go out to somebody tonight who is the door prize winner. And how I do that is everybody puts in their information into those various links. They fall into a spreadsheet that I have up and going. And then I have to find it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so then they fall into a spreadsheet that I can decide who the winner is. What I do, I suppose I'm on camera this whole time. See, this is what happens. And then funny. Okay, so I picked a number before we started. Let me find it here. It was number 42. I think this is funny because it's Cindy Lindsay, and I think she won last time too. Maybe she didn't, but Cindy, you won this, pun intended. If you have this, let me know, and we'll pick out a different Hostess set. But if you don't, here you go. It's coming your way. I'll pop it in the mail over the weekend. Perfect. Did I forget anything? Don't forget to use the Hostess code. If your order is over $150, do not use the Hostess code. Go ahead and place your order and take the Hostess rewards for yourself, but I'll still send you a goodie packet. You went dark, Dorothy. It says I'm still broadcasting. Bummer. I don't know if I went dark across the board or if I just went dark for Dorothy. Maybe somebody could let me know. I'm going to check around for more questions. And if there are no more questions, I think I might have gone dark. That would be a bummer. I'm trying to get there quick to check. Lost sound. I can see you. I can see you. I can see you. Oh. Door prize slip is YouTube has one in the description, and my website has one underneath the picture, and it's also on Facebook. So I don't see any more questions. So if I missed a question, speak up now. Put it in there, click it in there quickly. Okay, well, everybody else says it's fine. So I'm sorry, Dorothy, that it went dark. I don't know what happened there. I would like to hear from people. Let me know what you think about doing it live. I know it might be a little bit blurrier, I don't know. But remember last time I couldn't get the videos to work. I still don't know what happened there. So this probably works the best. Nice thing is I can switch up my demonstration as far as questions that I get, change it up a little bit quickly. The Hostess code is going to be good till probably Monday morning. And then I will place the order to get the products that I'm going to share with you guys. So if you're going to order that, you need to do it by Monday. And I am actually going to do another live video on October 1st. I think it's October 1st. It's National Card Making Day. And I think it's National Card Making Day, but that's gonna be totally Halloween. October 1st, Saturday morning, I'm gonna do a total Halloween treats. I'm gonna demonstrate a couple, and then I'm going to just have a bunch of samples to share with you. So it's, I like to do Halloween treats. So cool. As long as nobody else has any more questions, I'm gonna head out. Thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Live is kind of weird for me, but people do love it, so it's okay. I'll get better. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out how to get to the comments without having it be so choppy. So thank you all for coming, and take care. Have a great night. Goodbye.